This video features and references our original company name, The Homemates. We are now SOLENVIA. Same trusted team, same ownership, same mission to deliver local quality caregivers 24/7, 365.
As I've mentioned to you in various departments, that one of our big differentiators is our transportation department, our state-of-the-art transportation department. We experienced early on that caregiver transportation was an issue. The lack of transportation prevented our caregivers from taking cases, and that meant that we were not able to staff cases, and that equals lost revenue. And so we don't want to lose revenue. We want to help as many people as possible, and we want to provide a good service to people. And so our transportation department is a key component that allows us to do that. Once we've identified the caregiver that'll be assigned to the case, most of our caregivers need transportation to the case. The caregiver is sent to the transportation department. Their names, their address, their caregiver profile, if you will, is sent to the transportation department. We have routers who are responsible for developing the routes on a day-to-day basis. There's morning routes, and there's also evening routes. And then we have what we call dispatchers, which are basically the eyes and ears. They will manage the drivers on a day-to-day basis. We use a routing software called Samsara, which allows us to build routes and enter both the addresses, point A and point B, and allows for us to follow those routes all throughout the day. So at any given time of the day, we know where our cars are. We know that the caregiver is being picked up at a certain address and being brought to our client's address. There are numerous features that benefit the franchisee, the business owner, related to safe driving. There are different tools that are available. All of our cars have a tracking software in addition to an internal camera, so that we know what's actually going on inside the car. So they are tools that mitigate accidents, and they also promote safety. Obviously, we want our caregivers and our drivers to be safe. That's first and foremost. But at the same time, we also want to ensure that our caregivers get to our clients to provide our services. Now, we do charge a nominal fee to the caregiver, and so the company isn't absorbing all the costs. It is being offset by a fee, and those fees are broken down based on the type of case that the caregiver is taking. So as an example, we may charge a caregiver $7 per trip, up to $15 per trip. And that could be within a 5-mile radius, or it could be within a 50-mile radius. We want to make it economical for the caregiver, and we want to make it convenient for the caregiver. And so this is a payment or a deduction that the caregiver authorizes during the week of payroll. We calculate the amount of rides the caregiver received and what that monetary deduction would be, and it's deducted from the payroll. And at the end of the day, when you look at the deduction from the caregiver, it does come out to where it is, it's economical and it makes sense for the caregiver, compared to the alternative of taking an Uber or a Lyft, which could, very easily just be unaffordable for the caregiver. So with that, I'm going to let Zeke give you the details of how this state-of-the-art transportation system works and how we manage this on a day-to-day basis. And this is a shared service that the Homemates franchise system will be providing its franchisees. So it is something that, you'll have the vehicles, they'll be your company vehicles, all the routing softwares, the cameras will be sent, you'll install all those, and we'll actually take the lead with building the routes, and then you'll have that option also if you want to, look into the routes and look where the cars are going and so on. We do view this as a necessary component for success with a home aids franchisee.
Hi, welcome to the Home Aids Transportation Services. This is a shared service within our franchise, and it covers dispatch and route making. I'm Zeke Lombard, I'm the general manager, and let's dive into transport. I just want to show you guys how we do the route making. So as part of our shared service, we have a team of dispatchers or route makers, and they're creating the routes on a daily basis. This is what Samsara looks like. It's a very dynamic software where you can see exactly where the drivers are. You can see if they're running early, if they're running late. You can also see exactly where they're at with their client. You can make edits. So all of this will be managed through the franchise. We'll be building these routes, optimizing the routes, working with your drivers, as well as tracking the routes. So if there's any delays, any cancellations, we'll be making those changes throughout the day. As Brian had said, there's a lot of great features within Samsara. So the Samsara system, it does include a camera system, and within the camera, it provides us updates. It has AI built in, so if a driver is smoking, if a driver is speeding, all of that information is collected and alerted to our dispatch team. There's also great safety features, such as rolling, if they're rolling through stop signs, if they're braking too harshly, if there's an accident that's recorded. All of that is recorded here, and it allows ultimately for our caregivers to arrive safely to our client.